Hey guys, welcome to the Rad Dudecast. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe to us at the Rad Dudecast, or sorry, follow. God damn it, I fucked up the intro already. You can subscribe to us, like the podcast, rate it, review it. You know we love you. Follow us everywhere at the Rad Dudecast. Check out our merch on teespring.com/stores/Rad Dudecast. Of course, as always, I'm joined by Greg Stone and Anthony DeVito. What's going on, boys?
I got first dibs. Real quick, I want to say big shout out to everyone who came to the live stream on Patreon, which I did a live stream with Mike Suarez and a bunch of no comedians, all of the Patreon people, and it was 3.5 hours long. I thought it was going to be a half hour, but I wouldn't stop talking. Thank you, everybody who showed up and did that. We'll be doing more of those, but I'll give you more time. And next time we're going to do them on Zoom so we can get more people, because we get to swap people out, because on StreamYard you can't have more than 10 people. So we had to swap people out. We had a game show where we were voting people off of the island. So they had to answer questions, and if you got it wrong, you were voted off, and then someone could take your place. Anyway, we're going to be doing more of that. And I just wanted to shout out to Matt Moose Mountains and Helena and Jack and the 50 Mats who were there.
That's awesome. Can I make a small request?
Yeah. Not to be on it.
You know how you said you would give the fans more notice?
Mm-hmm.
Could me and Anthony get in on that as well, rather than a
Brandon,
4 p.m. text? We're going live at 11.
I'll say this, Brandon, you got great intentions, but don't speak for me here. I was so happy to get that text so late last minute so I could go, shucks, I can't make it.
Yeah. Funny that you guys couldn't make it, but we had like 40 people show up. They all made it, and they're not even part of the podcast.
Well, I would have loved to have done it. You know what kind of sleeping hours I keep. With that said, let the program begin. Mike, hit him.
We'll let Anthony go his intro.
Oh, yeah. God damn it. I thought that was his. Sorry, Anthony, your intro piece.
What do I say? We're three funny guys who've known each other for years on end.
Yeah.
We're not talking about anything that you want to hear about, probably. So, without further ado, welcome to the Rad Dudecast.
My parents' dog, Maddie, sweetest dog on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
We're having dinner over there. Nary yet a week ago. And
okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to work in a little more Shakespearean type prose into how I speak. I don't know what that means, but I'm trying to say less than a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the sweet. And I go, when the baby, I said, I'd trust that dog around the baby. And my parents and Amy, they go, I don't know. Like when it's a newborn, like, you never know. A dog's a dog. I said, no, you're being ridiculous. I'm putting my baby down right in front of that dog as an offering. I'll slather it in meat juice and test that dog. And then I'll know that dog is that baby's protector for life. Do you know what I mean? Rather than have to worry about am I always going to have to worry about? No, put it down at its most succulent. It's
if he passes on that,
that dog will always protect the baby. And then these people, they don't think.
No, it makes a ton of sense, really. The only problem is that when you get the dog is like 2 or 3. Then by the time the kid's of age, the dog will be in his like 90s. Dog's age.
Sure.
So then they go, and then you got to do it again, and then that new dog doesn't get to see the baby at its most succulent.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's why you attempt, to find a dog of that dog's line. In other words, a son, a daughter. They've passed that on. Unfortunately, this particular dog, as most dogs are, it has been spayed or neutered as per Bob Barker's suggestion. Price is Right. So Again, I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Anthony, we're just discussing how I am going to present my baby to my parents' dog at its most succulent as a newborn, so that I will know, because they're all convinced, oh, we're going to have to be careful around the dog. I say that dog will never attack my baby. I love that dog. I know that dog. I'm going to put the baby nude, covered in meat juices right in front of it. And then when it does nothing but lick it and protect it, we'll know that dog is a
good dog
for life. It's a good dog.
Yeah, they sell baby au jus for this situation. It's not for real roast beef. It's not as good. It's more aimed towards dogs, so that and it's good for the baby's skin. So if the baby doesn't get eaten, the au jus is like a good moisturizer for that baby.
So the au jus is it's the juices of the baby.
No, it's juices for the baby. You're dipping the baby in au jus so that the dog will, if the dog is going to eat it, it will do so. And that's how you test the dog to see if it'll eat it. You dip the dog in au jus, the baby in au jus.
If I could I think what Anthony's asking, Anthony, tell me if I'm wrong. Au jus, traditionally, when you have, French dip or such, a sandwich served with au jus, that is actually the juice of the roast beef that's on the sandwich. They then put that into a cup. So is the juice initially rendered down from babies? Is that what you meant, Anthony? Or
that's exactly what I meant. I was a little confused as to the origins of the au jus. The whole thing otherwise makes perfect sense to me, but I just couldn't figure out. It's just a normal au jus sauce from roast beef meat.
Yeah, well, the problem is you can't. They'll do a normal au jus from normal roast beef, but if you don't want to buy that one, you can do your own baby au jus, which is baby urine diluted with water and some grease from old bacon can.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's home remedy. That's home remedy.
Sure.
You guys are listening to the Rad Dudecast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that preamble regarding possibly feeding my new baby to a dog. My name is Brendan Ayer. I'm joined by Greg Stone and Anthony DeVito. Hey guys, what's up? Of course, a little drama in getting here today, which we'll get into, but how's everyone doing? Check-in time.
Was there nice in here, man. I don't know. Something has I haven't really said, we haven't said anything to the Airbnb person about the heat. Just because she seemed nice and was pretty upfront about refunding us some parts of whatever, so we never brought it up. But I think she's heard me do this podcast screaming throughout the week, so it's hot in here, boys.
Oh, you got a hot place?
It's not hot, but as you can see, the $15 episode, I'm draped in a shawl, and I had a winter coat on for the other ones, but not no more, man. This feels room temp nice.
Oh, good. So they figured out the temperature.
Yeah, they figured out. They've been working on this building all week. Not to get too into the nitty gritty about the detail construction here at my Airbnb, but they have been tinkering all week with stuff. Some pickup trucks have come by, and things things are being hammered out. So I don't know if they're working on the heat. I don't know if they're working on something else, but whatever they're doing, they got the heat cooking. So either that was a happy accident for what they're doing, or they were after it.
Or here's the worst case scenario. Hopefully they were working on it. Because if they're not working on it, it just proves you're under the roof of a psychopath, a game player. You know what I mean? Someone who's going, let's keep these guys at about -40. Let's keep these guys about -40 for 3 days, jack it up to 120. See what happens. See what shakes out.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
I was thinking, man, some kind of low level sauce situation. Yeah. Where they're they don't quite have the evil inside them to put some daggers through my heart, but don't make me uncomfortable on a Wednesday night.
They're like, let's play a game. The floor of the bathroom will be wet the entire week. Don't try to, let's play a game. Will you wear socks into the bathroom?
They're making me put on coats, take off coats. I'll tell you what, it's working. I'm being driven nuts by this up and down temperature.
Low-level hassle saw game. So,
Hostel 4, you'll come in, but you'll never come out. Well, you will come out, but you'll be kind of annoyed.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I got one sock on, no pants, but a hoodie. I'm trying to, I'm trying to play their game right back at them. A little bit of Moneyball,
Like, hello, Anthony. Would you like 15% refund? Well, you'll have to send us 7 emails to get it.
Yeah. That's all 2020 for you, folks.
Yeah, I like that.
These are the times.
Wait till you guys. I cannot wait till you guys live with a pregnant woman, because this third trimester, this is when it's very wild. The baby is it's full baby size, and it's just hanging out in there. I don't know what it's doing. It's procrastinating is what it is. It's doing what I would do, like hitting the snooze button, and what it does to these ladies, I go to sleep normal temperature, a little on the cold side. That's how I like to sleep. Wake up,
and by sleep you mean a cat nap from 7:30 to 10:30 at night.
Exactly.
To clarify,
she's turned the temperature down to 37 degrees. That's what's comfortable for her. I see my own breath in my home. It's 37 degrees.
She's constantly cuddling with someone. That's why she's got a human cuddler.
Yeah, she's got to be cold for 2.
Well, I thought Brendan just turned his camera off, but
no, it's doing this. Now let me tell you,
I am in a prickly fucking mood. I'll tell you that.
You
much.
are, man.
Everybody
You are
stay off my back.
Dog, you are that guy on the block where the kids go, don't go near the old man. See, no one knows what happened to him. Either A, his wife died. B, he fought in a terrible war. C, he just loves that dog of his.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about movies is movies will teach you, like, as a kid, you're gonna learn a lot from the old guy on the street.
You're gonna get to him.
War. Like you're gonna break through
to his heart,
and you're gonna learn life lessons. Not true at all. He's gonna kill you, or at best, he's just gonna be really mean to you.
Yeah,
at worst,
he's going to be found dead, and no one's gonna know he was dead for like a week because everyone stayed away from him. That's how they end.
Yeah, right.
The most truthful movie about that sort of relationship is the great film Apt Pupil, where the old man turns out to be a Nazi.
Yeah.
And that is 90% the scenario. The Sandlot never happens.
Yeah.
You didn't watch Gran Torino?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he was a racist turn. He was a racist who stays racist and then dies from a gang.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the point of that movie? He's a racist hero? I've been watching it sometime. But was that
he was a racist hero?
Right.
I think so. Because people are complicated. People are many layers. You don't just eat an orange. You don't grab an orange, you take a bite. You got to take the skin off to find the juice.
You're absolutely right. A great way to eat fruit and to judge people. But I remember Gran Torino as it happened. And then I think 6 months later, Clint Eastwood talked to an invisible chair for about 45 minutes at the Republican convention. And people went, we should have saw it coming with Gran Torino.
Wrong again. I thought both performances were stellar. I watched Gran Torino, and I think only I connected with it because he was playing exactly my stepfather with zero change. And I was like, all right. This is a movie for people to say that sometimes you have to learn to love people who live in your house, no matter what they are. And the chair was a distinct argument that we had. George used to say, get out of the chair. That's the dog's chair. And we have to sleep. We used to sit and watch TV on the floor so the dogs could sit on the chair because he loved them.
What a weirdo. What a beautiful weirdo, huh?
Also, Anthony, let me put this out there.
Give her Brickley fella.
Clint Eastwood talks to a chair for 45 minutes at the Republican convention. It's a joke. I say to you, Joaquin Phoenix, were he to talk to a chair for 45 minutes at the Democratic National Convention, they'd call it art. Okay, so fuck that. No, the guy, just because he's old, he can't do a talking to a chair routine. That guy invented Hollywood. Let
3 sweet cheers to the old B-man for pointing out the hypocrisy of the libs.
This guy.
Lib hypocrisy.
The libocracy.
Lipocracy.
Well, I'll say this. It didn't help Clint Eastwood's case that he was 95 years old. I think if Joaquin Phoenix does it at a spry 40, you go, that man's an artist. You see a 90-year-old man whip out a chair and begin to have a conversation. You go, we got to get Clint Eastwood off stage. The man's not well. And you can call it ageism. You can call it whatever you want. But
we yell at Clint Eastwood for talking about a chair. But then Howard Stern shows up as Fart Man. And we're like, this guy's cutting edge. He had no butt cheeks.
Yeah.
He had no butt cheeks. To be fair, the context is a little bit different. Howard Stern showed up to the MTV Movie Awards and Eastwood addressed half of the nation.
Correction, flew into the MTV Music Award as he flew to the stage as Fart Man.
Yeah.
Absolutely listen, right. A ceremony's a ceremony. I don't care how you cut it.
A ceremony is a ceremony is a ceremony.
I don't care if you're doing the halftime speech at the Rock and Jock softball game or you're accepting the nomination for president of the United States, okay? A speech is a speech is a speech as far as I'm concerned. And the guy had a vision of an empty chair. Clearly, he had the pull to get it past anyone. They kept saying, what's your plan with the chair?
Someone had to hit record.
What?
Someone had to hit record on that camera, and no one stopped him.
They go, what's your plan with the chair, Clint? And he goes, I'm Clint Eastwood. You don't ask me what my plan is. I got a thing going with the chair. And they go, okay, I hope you're just going to put your water on it or something. Not talk to a chair for 45 minutes like a crazy old man. And he goes, don't you worry what Clint Eastwood is doing with the chair.
Yeah, I'll say I think, and that was hilarious. I think that's how it happened. Is if the Republican Party doesn't have a lot of celebrities, certainly on A-list celebrities. So if you have Clint Eastwood, you're just so happy to have him. You go do whatever the fuck you want out there. Take out a gun, call yourself Dirty Harry, shoot the front row. We don't give a shit. We're so happy to have you. And I also wonder too if Clint Eastwood, if he did mention the chair, and they go, all right, what else you got? And he goes, I come in gliding on a rope. I'm Fart Man. And they go, yeah, do the chair, man, whatever.
Yeah. I think Biden is going to swing into the inauguration as Fart Man. Just to make us feel normal again. America's back. Biden is Fart Man.
Lower the temperature. President's Fart Man.
Yeah, you're so right, Anthony. Clint Eastwood can do whatever he wants. They're like, yeah, we had Scott Baio last year. Okay, Clint Eastwood can go to town.
A+.
You got no matter where you fall on the political spectrum, you got to admit the Democratic Party is sweeping sweeping with celebrities, and the Republican Party has Scott Baio and the ghost of Clint Eastwood.
See, that's the move you got to do, right? That's like if you're a New York comic, move to a smaller pond, right? Move to like Kansas. You'll be the biggest comic in Kansas. Any one of these actors. If I was fucking, I don't know, Oscar Isaac, I'll be like, fuck it. I'm going to be a Republican and be the most famous Republican. Just make that switch and you'll get tons of cash. They'll give you cash. Did I freeze? Because I feel like this is a good point.
No, I'm listening. I'm intrigued, and I'm wondering.
Do you not love that I pushed myself back very far? I'm doing the.
I don't like that. You're back very far, and you said this is what has happened in my brain.
Keeps the needles away.
You've shrunk.
I'll move back up. You prickly bastard. I'm a little prickly bastard.
I do love that Oscar Isaac makes that move and goes, any minute now, my bag of cash will have arrived. You're at somewhere in the recesses of Craig's brain. Oscar Isaac is on a front porch in Kansas in a rocking chair going, any day now, my burlap sack of cash will be
my
here.
Republican dollar beanos will be here.
I saw like a list of, there was some article, I can't remember where it was, about like Republicans in Hollywood complaining about how they're discriminated against and not getting work because they're Republicans. Mm-hmm. But it was like, you're not getting work because you're Scott Baio.
Yeah,
like
right.
it's not your political leaning. Like Jon Voight, you're 87 and ramble like a lunatic, and people
Jon
are
Voight's
now
a good
fully
actor.
aware that you've probably abused Angelina Jolie. That's why you're not getting work. Like there's no I forget who else.
But I would argue Jon Voight is getting work. I've seen Jon Voight. Scott Baio didn't get work since Half Hour Kid. What was his show? Was it the Half Hour Kid?
It might have been the Half Hour Kid. It could have been Charles in Charge, but I go from the Half Hour Kid now that I think about it.
Oh my God! I'm sorry to do an aside. Do you know where the Half Hour Kid came from?
No,
because for my whole life I always timed everything in Charles in Charge episodes. I used to always go, that's 3 Charles. I'll be over your house in 3 Charles in Charge episodes. That was a half hour. In my brain, I would always do that, and just now. That's how I grabbed it. Scott Baio's a shitty actor.
What a Candyland world that you live in. You know, it's wonderful. Just the increments of time are measured by Charles in Charge.
Yeah. Also, I would.
It's so fun. And weird.
I would argue 65% of sitcoms would more accurately be named the Half Hour Kid.
Half Hour Kid. There he is, the Half Hour Kid with his half hour family.
Hell yeah, dude. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, and they're squeezing 7 people all getting talk time into a half hour. We do an hour, and I don't get enough talk time. You know what I mean?
For sure, you're not getting enough airtime. That's
a good question.
I just live stream for 3.5 hours.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you this. That was so dangerous. That wet your whistle in terms of what you really want, which is an hour of unadulterated Greg.
3.5 hours, and Mike was on with me. I didn't let him talk once.
Good Lord. You're really nuts. Oh man,
the kid can go. The kid can roll.
Yeah, we all knew that. If there was if the church ever needed to be saved, and they said we're not doing a dance this year, just talk until you can stop talking. You would be secretariat. All my money would be on you.
How many minutes in before I was reading Aesop Rock lyrics?
I don't know. I'd even say like 52. I think you can go before you have to reach that point.
Yeah, it's about 2.5. Sorry, Brendan. I'm going.
Well, I would say I can envision a scenario. I can't really envision this scenario, but here's the fake scenario. Greg gets elected to Congress. He starts talking. 3 hours in, somebody goes, "We request the gentleman from New York stop filibustering." And he goes, "Filibustering? I was just getting started on my main point. I'm not doing. You want me to do a filibuster? I'll talk for 3 weeks. I don't care.
I'm only 2 inventions in, and 1 word that I said that I think is a weird word. And now what's that mean? We got to talk about that for a while. Congress. What does con mean? Con to congress. Can you congress? I think that's a good idea. A man who congress.
Yeah, you have grass and you con it. You ain't even green. You brown. We call that gaslighting. Gaslight the grass. That's it. Grass lighting. We grass lighting now.
There it is. There it is. You have a Greg train of thought done to perfection.
Hey, sorry.
What were we talking about before that, though? It was like
we were never talking about anything.
We were actually. We were, man. We'll talk about that. Before we were talking about Scott Baio, we went on a 10-minute tangent about him being the half-hour kid.
Well, we were talking about Clint Eastwood, and we were talking about Greg had suggested that a good move for maybe an actor who's sort of a good actor, but maybe a little light on work, become the top Republican actor.
Right.
Can I add something? Before, I'm so sorry. My mind goes different places. Sometimes I get messages from people. I think we all get them. And you'll get these very nice messages that go, "Hey, I want to thank you for doing the Rad Dudecast because I have a miserable day and it makes me laugh." And I always say this. I always go, "Thank you." But in my mind, I go, "I don't know why you're lying. I don't know why you're trying to get in my wallet or my pants. I don't know what this scam is." But I've just realized that it is true because I was in a very prickly mood today. And now you guys, just by talking to you, have taken me out of a prickly mood. So maybe those people who've messaged us really aren't lying or trying to con me out of my 401k.
Can I ask you a question, Greg? And I do appreciate the sentiment. Have they ever then went on to ask you for money or attempt to get in your pants?
No, I blocked them.
Or inquire about this 401k of yours.
I blocked them immediately. They go, "Hey man, you're really funny," and I go, "Thanks." Blocked. I'm not letting. I get women messages me all the time. They go, "Hey, where are you from?" And I go, "You're a robot scam." So I block everybody. So I blocked them.
Smart man.
Oh, I also think Matt Moves Mountains might be my real friend now, because we did the live stream and I looked at him. I went, "This guy's got good eyes. This guy's got good eyes," and he thinks he's my real friend now.
Listen, we're a mid-sized podcast. We may not be one of the biggest dogs in the cage, but we've got the nicest.
We're outside the ring. Like, give me a shot, huh?
Yeah.
You're a paper champ.
Yeah, we've got the highest quality fan base. Every fan I've ever interacted with, other than Marco, who bowed out early. He was around for about a year. Barked nonstop at our live show, then never showed up again.
Sure.
Other than him,
he texts me every now and again.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, once every couple of years, Marco throw me a line and go, "Hey man, it's me, Marco. I don't know if you remember me. I kind of ruined the Rad Dudecast live event." He was also like 20 years old at the time, and I think he got punched in the face that night. I mean, that honestly might have been a life-changing event for him. Like the way people find Jesus.
Right. Yeah. Oh, real quick too. Another quick aside. Let's put our hearts together and send some love to Corey Griffin, man. Great guy. Going through some stuff. I just want to say, man, I love him. I don't know. Remember Corey, big old tall Corey?
I love Corey.
Of course, yeah. One of the all-time greats in fans. Love him. Send some love out to him.
I forget why. I think he might have flown from Atlanta, I believe, to your album recording, Greg. Mm-hmm. If I'm not mistaken. I think Corey and I had a really nice drunk conversation downstairs at the Creek. Real thoughtful, smart, funny. Concerningly tall man.
Concerningly tall. I've heard.
Too tall?
I mean, look, man, I'll never. My perspective is obviously skewed because I'm such a midget.
Short. I swear to God, I was in a grocery store once and I didn't see you, but you came into the grocery store.
Yes.
And just as you came in, everyone in the grocery store was like, "Look at that short idiot." And I was like, I know. But then like, shh, we all were quiet.
I remember.
I was
laughed out of Seatown. And I have never shown my face in there again because of this calculating thin bitch.
My dad, the other night, he goes on this tangent. He goes on this wild tangent.
Can I say this before? I love a Paul Air story, so I'm so happy to hear it.
He goes on this wild tangent to Amy about how he saw Al Roker in the airport, and Al Roker only came up to just above his waist. No, he's not joking. He goes, Al Roker. He keeps holding his hand right here and go, Al Roker is this tall. He's this tall.
How I imagine Paul is you without the sense of humor. Like, like just all the psychosis and crazy shit you say, no self-awareness and completely serious. Yeah. And I love it.
He's dead serious. I quietly Google Al Roker's height. My dad's Anthony's height. My dad's not a tall man. I Google Al Roker's height. Al Roker is 1 inch shorter than my dad. And my dad's just going, he's this tall. Right. I saw him in LAX. He comes up to your waist.
That's so funny, but I will say in Paul's defense, us shorties, when you grab onto every inch that you have, and if someone is a half an inch smaller than you, they're a fucking dwarf. I mean, the way I look at Gary Veter is the way people look at their own children. I want to pick him up and swaddle him. He is a hair shorter than me. It happens every time in the short world. This is what's happening.
I play the same game, but the inverse, whereas anyone who's taller than me, I go, well, they got to be telling the truth, and I got to listen to them. If you're taller than me, you don't. I bow to you, I kneel, you get the respect, and I trust. I'll die for you if you're taller than me. I'm talking to you, Corey G, and Steven Duran, and who else is tall? My brother's tall.
Steven Durant. Did you mean Kevin Durant?
Yes, he meant
Jesus Christ.
I know Kevin Durant. Steven Durant is a Rad Dudecast fan / action figure connoisseur. smash it, classic, and a weed guy.
All right, that seems to check out. I'm still a little skeptical, but it seems to check out.
I was watching videos last
Helena.
night.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that's how you say it. I just remember.
Instead of Steven Duran, you say
No.
Helena.
I'm on a constant. Yeah. My brain is dealing with a lot of things, but at all times, there's 2% of my brain that is going, how do you say it again? Is it Helena or Helena? Always.
Yeah,
it's funny.
The best. And she's so nice. Nice.
Helena, like the song, the My Chemical Romance song. Sorry, man. I'm wired today.
Well, let me wire you up a little further. Shit. I'm doing a Greg plug here. I'm doing a big time Greg plug here. Mm-hmm. I saw yesterday I was watching Tested, which is Adam Savage's YouTube channel.
Right.
From
Savage
Mythbusters.
Savage.
Who is Adam Savage?
From Mythbusters.
Yeah.
Not the weird guy with the mustache, the other guy, but
I don't know the Busters that well.
No,
Anthony, you know him as Adam Savage Opress. He is the Sith Lord who also tests like if you could shoot a gun through a brick wall.
Yeah.
It's a fun show. It's a very winding, deep cut, but a fun show nonetheless.
Sorry, man.
His YouTube channel is essentially like it's for like makers and builders and just cool, like
for sure,
making stuff and cool technology. But this one host on there was showing his favorite things of 2020, and one was this phenomenal 3D. That's Adam Savage.
There he is.
I thought that was Jim Gaffigan.
No, that's skinny
he's
Gaffigan.
Like a thinned out Gaffigan, yes. But one of these guys was showcasing this 3D resin printer, and Greg needs one because all this guy used it for was making Mandalorian helmets. That's it.
I need a 3D printer. Everyone knows it.
Yes. So go to patreon.com/Rad Dudecast. Up your donation. We have got to get Greg a high-end 3D printer because this guy, Greg, he had 40 Mandalorian helmets. And they, according to him, the plans are free online. You plug it into your thing, and then you paint it however you want to paint it. It's your figgy days would go up. You know, you could get whatever you wanted to get.
Well, I'm getting into the casting game. So instead of 3D printing, you do casting. And I was going to do some casting. I was going to make our own figures, but I'd probably just make them for you guys. I can't make them for all the fans because it take too much. But I was going to make some casted figures, some imprints and some things. If you don't.
I might.
Yeah.
What is casting? Can you explain it a little bit? I don't know anything.
So casting is like you'll take like you'll like an ice cube thing, like an ice cube crate.
Yeah,
you put water in them. So essentially,
not a lot of guys call them crates, but yeah,
ice cream crate.
It's ice. It's an ice tray.
An ice tray if you're from Ohio, but if you're from the New York tri-state area, we call it the ice cube crate. Be like ice.
I've been here too long.
Yeah, you've got to change. You change, Daddy.
Go ahead, Greg.
See how these are? See, they're like you kind of make these casts and then you fill them with plastic and then you can make your own like little action figures. And I'm going to get into that game. But I think what'll happen is I'll just end up buying all the jugs and then never open them, or one will leak and I'll get real high and die. Everything is like, is this going to kill me? You know what I mean, man? You know what I mean, bros?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, guys?
I don't quite know what you mean. No, what else might kill you?
What might kill me?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to buy a porcupine one time, and that guy will go crazy if you feed him the wrong thing.
For sure, man. That's why I'm not sure.
Adderall. You don't want to feed porcupines Adderall, is what I'm saying.
They'll grow more spikes.
And they're insanely accurate with their shots.
They shoot them. That is a thing about porcupines. That I don't think a lot of people know that.
They shoot.
Yes, they do, actually. They're not just the spiky hide. They actually have the ability to propel them into the air.
You're agreeing with me. I'm agreeing with you, and you're yelling at me. I would like to ignore that. You said they shoot them. I said yes. You said yes. And I said yes. I know they shoot them. I'm an animal master. I won Animals for Dollars like 15 days in a row.
This is how we talk to each other in Ohio. I don't
understand your culture.
Apologize.
No, Ohio are very nice people, and
Dark Souls.
B,
no, it's like
you weren't yelling.
Bowels of Ireland here.
He's yelling at me.
This is an Ohio greeting. Hey, fuck off. That's how it's been all week.
That's how Ohio is. Oh, get off my roundabout. Get off my roundabout, Gary. Ohio people have got dark souls.
That is not true. Maybe down in Cincinnati where you are in chilly country. That's northern Kentucky. But up here in Cleveland, we apologize for everything.
Look at this, guys. Remember I was just telling you about how if I didn't want to get the I didn't want to get the thing. I didn't want to get the
3D printer.
No, the casting because it'll just sit and do nothing. Look, I bought this 2 days ago. This is some blue cloth and some blue thread because I was like, I'm gonna sew myself a Batman cape, and then I tried to Google it. And I went, nah, this is impossible. now I got thread that's just gonna live in my house forever.
Find something to do with that thread, but man,
teeth cleaning.
So wait, you were gonna sew a Batman cape for yourself or for action figure?
For little Batman.
Oh, I see.
I got this Mezco Batman cape, and man, that shit is so good. But I looked at it, I went, who do these people think they are? I could do this. I'll sew my own. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. It's like you gotta, You want to see how bad I did? Look at it.
Oh, you tried it. You made
look. I tried to put a wire in it so it would glue.
Yeah, it looks all right.
Nah, man, you gotta see how. Look, I got halfway through and I was like, this is taking too long, and I quit.
Yeah, well,
it's got glue everywhere.
It depends what you're trying to make. You've got sort of a steel ring half draped in cloth. But
would you guys
like it's on its way?
Yeah,
but then I gave up. That's the big problem. Is that you just go, I am bored of this.
Sure, I mean,
and I never even got to the sewing process.
You never really see a beaming sewer. You know what I mean?
What do you mean beaming?
Like a smiling seamstress. It's just like a real laborious sort of job.
Yeah, they've got skin like they came from another country and they had the windows down the whole time. Like they've tightened lives, hard lives they've lived. Immigrants of hard.
I see what you mean.
They're the kind of person who will grab a pigeon by the neck and throw it into the air to save its life, whereas everyone in the other coffee shop is scared to touch a pigeon.
3 years ago, I would have been so on board with this bit, but you guys obviously aren't married to a fucking Christmas elf because
I always forget
that Amy. She's got. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. There's Christmas music on, and she's sewing something and loving it. I come in and I go, don't sit there sewing with a smile on your face, you maniac. It looks like you're sewing skin. No one was in here and you're smiling. You smile in an empty room.
Great.
That's class A. That's class A evidence when you're smiling in an empty room.
I feel, tell me if I'm wrong, and this might be highly offensive. I think you, like at the comical base, if we were going to exaggerate your relationship, it's the classic 1940s dad who comes home and goes, fucking job sucks. And then Amy's just like, oh, okay. How you doing? It just bounces off. It just bounces off.
This morning, she's making auxiliary gifts for everyone who we're already sending a gift to.
God, I didn't say
actually, no, I can't say this because someone here is involved, so I can't even say this one.
I'm involved.
I'm involved.
I can't say this.
I'm more involved.
Well, I'll say it anyway.
I'm going to double my number at the end of this.
For the podcast,
never be able to. I'm so involved, I can't even see straight.
She's making little felt.
I worked too hard on it.
She's making little felt stuffed donuts for cat toys. They're going to people that we're giving gifts, but also their cat needs a gift. And she's putting catnip on top of them and built into them. And I said to her, I go, do you understand? Have you ever seen a cat with catnip? And she hadn't. I go, well, you're sending high grade cocaine to these people because their cats are going to go ape shit.
Crazy wild.
Oh, cats go crazy for catnip. That's why it's called that. It used to be called a plant name.
Especially my cats. The only thing they eat are bird beaks.
Zoom into my face. What? Why is your cat eating bird nip, man?
They don't know any better, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what they do in the off hours. I don't really see them that much anymore. We're not feeding them. as often, just because.
Yeah, it's good. Cut them off during the winter.
Let me tell you the problem with cultural appropriation. Okay, here's where it falls. Here's where it falls. There is a mental illness called foreign accent syndrome, which happened to I would say maybe 20 cases in the past 100 years. And what happens is if you get hit in the head, then you wake up and you're just going, y'all crazy? And people go, why is that guy talking like that? You pick up a foreign accent. It's very true. So all these cultural appropriation people walking around screaming at people, you might be screaming at a guy who got hit in the head with a hammer.
Yeah. No.
You just got to ask before.
Yeah.
And just gotta, before I really burn you down on Twitter, I got to know. Private message. You ever get hit in the head with a hammer? You haven't. All right. Well, sorry to do this, but.
Yeah.
Did you hear what Viggo Mortensen said?
What?
No.
Maybe it wasn't Viggo. One of those. I think it might have been Viggo. He's playing an African gay man, not African, just a gay man in a movie. And I don't know where he's from. Maybe I don't think Africa. Anyway, he's playing a gay man in a movie. And they said, we don't want you playing the gay man. And he said, how do you know how gay I'm not? And people were like, what? And he was like, you don't know what's going on in my mind? And it's none of your fucking business. And I bowed the master because that's exactly what I would play a gay man. They go, you can't play a gay man. And you go, I'm jerking off to cock 24/7, but I'm in a marriage that has strangled my sexuality. That would be my tweet.
Yeah, man. Viggo Mortensen, not just a king in Lord of the Rings, huh?
Not just a king anymore.
Also, I love that segment because
click off the ad, Mike.
Yeah. So the headline, Mike.
Maybe I'm not completely straight.
Viggo Mortensen defends playing gay character in new film. Maybe I'm not completely straight. Yeah, wonderful, excellent. But I love that segment from Greg because it could be called maybe news because every sentence you preface with, I think it was Viggo Mortensen. Yeah. It was one of those guys. Anyway, he's playing an African. I don't know if he's African. I don't know where he's from. He might be from there. And
you bring up things the way my mother does.
Yeah.
Just the way she talks about movies. And then it turns out she's like, Bruce Willis, the movie. Maybe it's John Travolta. He's wearing a tank top.
Yeah, I gotta stop drinking this Mighty Oak coffee because it's too powerful for me and it makes my brain crazy. And the guy in the room grabbing shit to throw the words out is moving too fast and throwing anything out the window. You know what I mean? So I'm saying things like African when I just meant to say he's playing a gay man. Did any of that make sense, man?
Yes, it did. Of course it makes sense.
It makes sense. I also, too, I don't know a lot about Viggo Mortensen, so I thought maybe he was South African. I was laughing, but I was also like,
yeah,
maybe Greg's right. He's a South African guy.
Oh, go ahead.
No, this is something else.
Oh, well, then I was going to say the only thing I know for certain about Viggo Mortensen is that his full name is Vigorous.
Which leads perfectly to my next question. If you went to your doctor and his name was Dr. Nighttime, would you be worried or would you just see him?
Yes, I'd be worried.
Right? It's like, my name is Dr. Nighttime.
Of course I'm going to see him. Of course I'm going to have questions. There's no way. There's no way I'll not ask him. Hey, I gotta know how why are you Dr. Nighttime? Your old wrestler or R&B singer? I don't know.
Yeah, I was Mr. Nighttime. Then I went to school for about 8 years. I became a pediatric cancer doctor, and now I'm Dr. Nighttime. Good night.
I like how he might have been an old R&B singer where his story is like, yeah, look, you don't remember Julius Perkins and the Night Times? I was one of the Night Times. We never took off. I had to go to med school, okay? But I already officially changed my name so the checks would clear, and now I'm just Dr. Nighttime.
I'll say this. Mm-hmm. If Dr. Nighttime is a primary care physician, fine. If Dr. Nighttime is a gynecologist, red flag.
Yeah. Can I tell you that Tita and I got into this big fight like 4 years ago because she came in to the office and I was fucking two cats? Not animals. They were black jazz players from the 40s.
Jesus Christ.
Me and those cats were swinging and dinging. And they were like, come on, daddy-o. And I was like, you right. And she was like, I'll forgive it. Everyone gets one, was her rule. Everyone gets to fuck one.
You got two.
Twice. No, you get one shot at fucking two cats.
Oh,
and it could be any variety. Black jazz musicians, Broadway performers, felines.
They call weed dope.
Yeah.
You got the dope stuff?
Yeah.
I go, yeah, I do.
Yeah, you got a lid of dope?
Greg, you hold on to that woman as hard as you can.
I can't because she doesn't like to be touched often.
Okay, great.
But I'll mentally help you there.
We were talking about Jon Voight earlier. I'm wondering this because you were saying how Jon Voight's still in pictures. I'm wondering if they have to just act around the real Jon Voight. Do you know what I mean? Where he's like, he doesn't know he's on set. So it's like, we just gotta act around whatever. We gotta shake up the scene, whatever he's thinking or doing. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. The real acting with Jon Voight comes in when the cameras go off and you have to pretend to be listening to him. That's where the real acting comes in. Oh, no, John. That's the Academy Award for paying attention to Jon Voight in his trailer.
Yeah.
Goes to African Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, absolutely, John. I do think everyone should be issued an assault rifle at the age of 9. Fantastic point, John. And you're right. It was Angelina Jolie's fault that you're estranged. I totally agree.
I would love to listen to Jon Voight for 1 hour, go on a rant, and at the very end I go, so wait, you're telling me it's not Vogt? I think he spells it with a G, right? I hate when the joke doesn't go.
Damn, I wanted to hear that very badly.
You cut out a second. What'd you say?
Oh, okay. Let me run it back. Mike,
run it back.
Got the time. Delete. Replay.
Keep it in.
Keep it in.
So I'm saying that I would love to meet Jon Voight and then listen to him for an hour, rambling and ranting about whatever right-wing conspiracies he's got. And at the end of that thing, I just go, wait a minute. You're going to tell me your name isn't Jon Voight? Jon Voight, because he's got the G in there.
I'd like to. He's got a G and an H. I'd like to introduce him to Jon Voight, Voit. That's just the suit I stuff up and put a volleyball on its head. A Voight brand volleyball. I have the two meet.
I forgot about Voight. They were big on volleyballs.
Yeah, Voight.
Let's have Jon Voight biting a foot. Mike, come in here if you're going to put that crazy picture up. Get in here, Michael.
That's from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't watch that show.
I was just to your point of everyone has to act around Jon Voight.
Right. Yeah.
No, I would. He bought the foot. He bit it. Show your face, Michael. I want to know if you're laughing at what I'm saying. Good.
Yeah, he's laughing.
Where did Brendan go?
I'm still here. It's that USB live camera. It has connection problems, but don't think I'm not still here. I've got to figure this. I had a Jimmy rig, so the USB worked nice, but something went afoul. But nobody act natural when it happens, because I can still hear.
Of course. I have a very big question for Mycicle right now.
I am wearing the same shirt from Thursday night.
Yes. How did you know?
Because I was very self-aware about it.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that, Mycicle. Don't let them ever shame you, because they shower too much.
I do. It's not a joke. I shower 2 to 3 times a day because I masturbate so much. You can't just leave that hanging around. Problem.
Oh boy.
Water. My masturbation problem leads to problems for the soap purchasing in the house, for the water purchasing of the house, for the time spent. It's really
plumbers,
that guy
wearing the pipes down big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looking back, I should have pretended to be more sad when I was a teenager, because we went through a lot of tissue boxes, and my grandmother trolled me about that. I've told you guys about this a number of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't feel like getting into it again.
I hear you. Oh, I have to tell you guys something. That's okay. This is big. That's going to the free episode on the live stream that I did that you guys weren't invited to. We came up with some new merch, one of which is now everyone can be an executive producer. Everyone knows my comedy credit is the Charles Barkley Comedy Cookout. That is what, when you bring me on stage, that is what, when they call me, I say, that's what I'm known for. We have made some Charles Barkley Comedy Cookout hoodies that say executive producer on them. So, and you can put that on your resume. You don't even have to buy the shirt for that. The shirt is just added. If anyone asks your resume, put Charles Barkley Comedy Cookout on your resume and then leave the Rad Dudecast phone number, and I'll answer that phone and just let people know, yes, you did work for us on that show.
Honestly, these shirts are amazing. They sent me an Anthony pictures, and you're going to want to go to teespring.com/stores/Rad Dudecast and get one. They say Charles Barkley's Comedy Cookout, a picture of Charles Barkley in the front and executive producer on the back. And you need to get one, because if I know anything about Charles Barkley, he is a litigious man, and we will be sued very shortly. So that's why
I think we get ahead of the game and send one to him or Ernie.
Who's Ernie? Bert and Ernie?
If we send one to Shaq or Kenny, I think
Shaq, Charles,
that's the move.
Yeah.
What if this is what not enough people are doing? Okay, we want to make a show, right?
Right.
Charles Barkley's Comedy Cookout.
Right.
People are coming into show pitches with paper. Nobody likes paper. Nobody likes to read. Walk in with a shirt that says executive producer on the back. Toss it to the person that would be the executive producer.
Try it on.
Go, try that on.
Try it on.
How does that feel?
How does that feel? Feels good, right?
Yeah.
So why don't we go talk to your boss and let's go to the bank and take out the loan for this thing?
Yeah. And then when they go, sorry, we're not gonna follow through on the pitch, you go, well, what am I gonna do? I already made the shirt.
You tell me, if I didn't walk up to Charles Barkley right now and said 6 words for you, Charles Barkley Comedy Cookout, he would be 1,000% on that show. Well, you get to eat chicken, watch comedy, and he gets to just say whatever he wants. That's a show that is rock solid and sold.
Totally. You just have to follow quickly with that sentence. Because you approach Charles Barkley, stranger in the street, and give him the Charles Barkley Comedy Cookie. He's going, come on, man. But if you follow it up with that quickly, I think you'll pique his interest a little bit. Shaq, on the other hand, will do it, no questions asked.
Well, he'll do the Charles Barkley Comedy Cookout show. Doesn't have to be the Shaq one.
I was thinking exactly that.
One slight problem I foresee, and I don't want to play into any stereotypes or anything of that nature. I do believe we are 3 comics that they will not have on the Charles Barkley Comedy Cookout.
Absolutely. I don't think they're going to have comics on it. I think it's just going to be friends of his that are funny.
Yeah, I'm not looking to be on. I'm an EP, as the sweatshirt says. I'm not looking to be on the thing. I don't want to get in the way of Charles. Whatever he wants to do at the comedy barbecue cookout. Yeah, he does, man. I'm not. I would do nothing but fuck up the gears.
And as Mike Musical says, we can also call it the Barkley Q, which that's
yes, I like that in sentiment. I just think it's the Charles Barkley comedy barbecue comedy cookout.
The comedy
cookout is the way to go. But
you call it the Barkley Q in short, in passing, when you're on the show having a good time.
That's the thing. I was going to say about the problem with Barkley Q. I think it's a clever play on it. The problem is the Charles Barkley Comedy Cookout does not yet exist. So when you just throw Barkley Q on a hat, nobody's knowing what you're talking about. They're just gonna go. What is that? Like a restaurant Charles Barkley opened in Arizona? And you go, no, you don't know Charles Barkley's Comedy Cookout? I'm an executive producer, man.
Yeah.
I'd say when you say the Charles Barkley Comedy Cookout, 80% of America is gonna go, I don't know what you're talking about, even though all the words are in there. Did I freeze again?
No. But till it becomes a show, nobody knows what you're talking about. But it will become a show.
I bet you get some people that go, I love that show.
Yes.
There's so much television right now.
I got to get the spy glasses so that when I wear that, when some brown-nosing comedian comes up to me looking to, how they always go like, hey, can I come to the Rad Dudecast? And you go, we don't do guests. And they go, well, I knew that. When they come up and they say, dude, I loved you on the Charles Barkley Comedy Cookout, then you have the laugh. And the spy glasses get it recorded of this guy making a fool of himself because that show doesn't exist.
The world's most innocent prank.
There was some study, and I don't remember the exact details, but it was like, because people's like, one of people's greatest fears is like coming off publicly as being dumb. So like they did a study where like a fake news reporter would ask a question of someone on the street, and the preface to the question would be, okay, so you know how, and then they explain a pretty wild world event that's just not true. And like 85% of people answer, yeah, no, I know. And then like, what's the follow-up? Like you just agree with whatever someone says in fear of looking like someone who doesn't know. People's initial reaction is if you start a question by going, you know how, and you seem official, everyone will be like, yeah, I know that. What do you think? I'm a fucking idiot?
Yeah. You know how donkeys grow the longest mustaches?
Yes.
They do.
Yeah, of course.
No, I don't know that.
Honest John. You're an honest John.
Well, I've gotten better. Over the years, I've gotten better. That was my major problem working in the architecture firm, was that I would never. I've talked about this before. I've had the perfect combination of incompetence and too afraid to ask a question. So they would just go, do that right, and I go, I certainly do, and then I would hand it to them, and they would go, this is all wrong, and I'd go, wasn't that something, huh?
It
certainly is, huh? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Well, you're a quick. You've got a keen eye, don't you? No wonder they pay you. I know you sit in that chair.
That's about an hour. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. Some things you could do to support us if you like the podcast. Go to patreon.com/Rad Dudecast. We do 3 bonus episodes every week. Follow us on all platforms at the Rad Dudecast. You can follow Greg at Greg F. Stone. Is that right, on Instagram?
Yeah, but in lieu of following me today, again, I want to just throw some money at molesteddogs.com. It's MOLESTEDDAWGS. Remember, they're not just dogs, they were my dogs, okay? And they've been molested. And please throw some money at molesteddogs.com. They need our help. 3 to 4 dogs a day are getting petted way too low, and it's traumatizing them, and we need to get them back into a proper prodigious prominence that they deserve.
That is the classic dog molester defense. It was a low pet, Your Honor. It was a low pet.
Anyway, all his dogs.
They always go, yeah, he likes when you rub his belly. No, you like jerking off dogs. Okay, that's what I'm saying here. Molesteddogs.com, MOLESTEDDAW. Remember, we keep the D, we keep the W in for win. We're going to win this war against molested dogs.
Also, some jackass already has the domain name. He's trying to squat on it, sell it. Yes, good. And you can follow me at AirBud on Twitter and Instagram, and the Real Brendan Air on TikTok if you want. Anthony, any plugs?
Yeah, I mean, I still got this gig in Bloomington cooking. So, you all right?
Did you see that?
No.
This guy just fell from the roof.
No, neither Brendan or I are in your room, so we did not see it.
I thought it was on camera. Sorry, man. Bloomington.
No, that's all right. Yeah, I got these Bloomington dates that are still cooking. If you want to come out, December 11th and 12th, I believe. Yeah, and I wanted to give a shout out. Now there was something else. Nope. You can follow me on Chit Chat. That's a new app. So
it's not. It's what he calls Instagram stories. It's not a new app.
Okay.
Don't look
if
for
you
it.
say
so. It probably is an existing app that he's not on.
Okay. Well,
Chit Chat is a great app name.
Look for me on there. And number 2, I wanted to say, give a shout out to Fets and Charlie. Man, those are Greg and I's long-time friends. Myself more Fets, and Greg more Charlie, but don't let that sway you one way or the other. But they've recently donated to the Patreon. I thought it was a very kind and pitying gesture.
Yeah, because neither are listening to those episodes, so they're just giving us $5 to split with Brendan.
I've got a shout out. Shout out. Great comedian, good friend of ours, messaged me about something he had heard on the podcast. That's Tom Takar. So, guys, check out Tom Takar's work. He's super funny, and he apparently listens to the Rad Dudecast. I don't know.
That's why he's so nervous around me. He's in the shine of a local celebrity.
I think you make people nervous.
Because I'm very aggressive and I don't stop talking. It's the perfect combination of never stop talking and yelling loud. That's what intimidates people. That's how I get most of my jobs. Scream factory. Just
keep the psychopath happy. All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.